Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am hijacking this intro. This is COD Weekly.
What the
Welcome.
fuck? You know what, Thomas? You did a good job. Here's $1.
Ugh.
Alright, so, welcome to COD Weekly, guys. Today we are joined by COD interviews. Josh interviews. Apologize, Josh. And Thomas, as always, at Mr. Pro Poutine. I am always here. Actually, Thomas is here more often. I have other things to do because I have a life. So, today is going to be it's going to be a more discussion-based show because COD Championships is a week after this one, right? Yeah.
Yes, it's next
So
weekend.
happy.
You don't
Okay.
even know when COD Champs is?
Thomas, shut up.
What are you doing?
Okay.
What are you doing?
No,
And he claims to be one of the bright minds in COD.
Okay, so next
I've had
week is
Skype
probably when
DMs
we're gonna
about you.
do our bracket show and all that stuff. So this week, I thought we were gonna do more discussion based because a couple stuff has come out recently about the community in mainstream media. So we're gonna talk about that. I also wanted. I've been thinking a lot about this about the pro mod situation and what if COD can survive doing other things because, as you guys know, the MW2, what's that called? Petition, yeah, that was the word I was looking for. Petition has gotten a lot of signatures. I think it's at 150,000 at this point, which is insane.
Where are you pulling this stuff from?
You don't know about the petition?
No.
For what?
Oh my
To
god!
do the pro mod stuff?
No, I'm on a different topic. The MW2 petition to remake MW2.
Oh, for next gen?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why MW2? Why not pick a good game?
Uh-huh.
Okay, sorry. You're just racing through everything so fast that I couldn't keep up.
Yeah, so it has 170,000 right now.
Boo. MW2 sucks.
Okay. So, now, I thought that we should start our conversation by something interesting, and I'll lead it off because it's kind of a confusing topic. So, if there was a COD competitive convention, just like the Twitch convention that they have, or PAX East or something like that, what would it look like to you?
COD Champs.
I'll
Pretty
say mine.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so for me, you'd have a COD Champs type scenario, not as big of a prize pool because I think it should be less about the prize pool, but it will have player meet and greets, and you'll also have. Remember in MW3 how they had like the free for all tournaments and Burns won $25,000. I want to see a return of that, and I want to see that being streamed. I want to see a 1v1 tournament being streamed. I want to see a 2v2 tournament being streamed, as well as like MLG organizing certain teams to come back. So like we have a COD owners team or like a COD veterans team or something like that, and they'll compete for a prize pool, and then like an all-star game. So you have like temper and like sports athletes.
Syndicate!
Yeah, Syndicate. Nice job. You're a big boy, Thomas.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Syndicate, and this is the Minecraft project.
Okay, and you just fill out like one big convention hall with all this different stuff going at once, and you have the MLG stream going huge, and then that's what it would look like to me. All right, Josh, because I gave you a heads up on the topic, I'm gonna let you go next, and then Thomas can go last. So,
Well,
what did it look like to you?
if there was a convention for Call of Duty, probably I would like to see, like, obviously a main tournament. Then maybe like you said, like a 1v1, 2v2 tournaments, a free-for-all tournament, because, I mean, that's fun to watch. Like, I love watching 2v2 wagers and stuff like that. Like Benson's been streaming 2v2s, and I like watching it. It's fun.
Maybe like gun game. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
Maybe
gun game. That would be fun. Let's see. Probably I would want to see a lot of sponsors. A lot of sponsors for a whole gambit of things. Like I'd want to see Gamma, Scuff, West Coast Chill, everything associated with gaming, in my opinion, like BenQ, Asus. like anything that you could think of that gamers do. And then I would like to actually have a amateur tournament as well.
I get it, Josh. You just want some recognition. We get it. You play Call of Duty. Relax, man. Come on.
Oh, come on. No, but then and then maybe like let's see. Something fun like at the event that you can do that wouldn't be streamed, but like it would be fun in person to make more people want to come. Like, I mean, I don't think they would do it, but like a rock wall or something to keep everybody entertained as they are there.
Maybe like you can play your favorite pros, you know?
Yeah.
Beer pong.
Beer pong.
Those are only the phase guys. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could do like 1v1 your favorite player or player meets from
maybe
professional.
Like,
go ahead.
Maybe like a wagers against your favorite professionals, stuff like that. That'd be cool. Like if you win, you get a free scuff, something like that. You know.
I was gonna say I wouldn't put money against my favorite pro because they would rail me. Like if I went up against Scump, no, it wouldn't even be close. It'd be like 1-30.
Yeah, boy. You guys heard it here first. Scump is his favorite player. Good boy.
Hey, she is. He's a really good player. He's a really good player. Like you can't even deny it. Last LAN he went off. I like it, but even if I were to play Nade Shot or Pac-Man or Sensor, like they would still beat this shit. You're right, Pac-Man isn't the pro, but still, like Sensor or Apathy or Nade Shot, like those three, like the lower tier pros, like they're good, but they're not like Crim6 or Formal or Slasher or those guys.
For sure. All right, Colin.
My Call of Duty Convention by Thomas Doucette. Even put a last name in there for you. At my Call of Duty Convention, we would have 30-foot tall TVs broadcasting the main stage. We would have TK on main stage winning every game. Because that's just how this works. Because it's my Call of Duty convention, not yours, Josh, so don't shake your head at me. So TK's on main stage winning every game because they are just so absolutely amazing. We're going to have tons of side stations for people to go and play their own. You can bring your own team, go play wagers on little side stations or something like that. There are going to be advertisements everywhere. And I mean everywhere. On the side of each Xbox, there's going to be like a Monster sticker right next to a Red Bull sticker, right next to a Tide sticker, because Tide is a sponsor now. Because, you know...
We need a car sponsor up in here.
Gamers need clean laundry, too.
What's a gamer car? Like a BMW?
Toyota Corolla.
Yeah.
Or a Jetta. Or a Honda Civic.
The classic Killa Fiat.
Dude, does Killa drive a Fiat? If he did, that would just amazing.
Great.
Earl Grey tea. Just advertisements everywhere. And at the very end, when TK beats Optic in the round 11 Solar Search and Destroy, and Sharp clutches the 1v3, all that sponsorship money is just going to come raining down from the ceilings. And there's just going to be thousands of dollars in singles raining down from the rafters.
Oh yeah,
and he's just going to go around doing this. It's like money.
You see Azumi is just running around just like, I'm making it rain. And everybody goes, no, you're not.
Put your shirt back on.
No!
Okay, shirt's fine, but you have to put your pants on. There are children around.
That's why my pants are off.
Oh,
Whoa.
wow. Okay.
I got serious real quick.
I was very tempted just to hang up on you there, but then I would have like screwed up with my overlay.
Alright.
He actually has money.
Alright, 2 more things to add, by the way. 1, it would be in the DMV. That's what we call my area.
Yeah, and be in the DMV. Okay.
Number 2, it would have different advertisements. I don't want to see the same horror movie advertisement every time there's a commercial.
Yep. I agree with you right there.
It's the most stressful thing, and I'm not going to watch the movie. You can advertise the same horror movie and the same commercial 40 times. I'm not going to want to watch it anymore.
I mean, I do like most of the actors in the Lazarus Project. Like, I did.
Did you
but
see
I
it?
still am. I'm not going to watch it, no.
I had a
Everybody says
suicide
it's horrible.
prevention commercial.
They got to play that in between TK matches.
Oh my god, no kidding, right? Oh.
Actually, they should play that in between Rise matches.
Nobody's a fan of Rise.
I know, that's the point.
No,
'Cause
just for
they kill themselves.
Bomber. Just for Bomber, the owner of Rise.
Right after TK loses in the search and destroy to Optic, they play the suicide prevention, and then they start playing Linkin Park. Just give conflicting messages.
Ugh.
Just sitting in my computer chair crying. I've become so numb.
I can see it. But I mean, I don't want to say this because I want Optic to win, but TK, if they play Optic again, I think TK's going to win.
Yeah, that's actually a good question. Which one do you guys think would be the one to dethrone Optic?
FaZe Red. Honestly. Because when Slasher's playing, like, when they played last event, Aches did not do anything that whole series. Parasite was subpar. If Parasite would have done better, they probably would have stolen 2 maps. Slasher was going insane, and so was Enable. So I just think if Patty Cakes and Parasite can pick it up, they may. But I think if Optic and TK do fight again, I think it'll be TK this time.
In the finals.
No,
Round
not in
11.
the finals.
Round 11.
It'll be winners bracket, but then Optic will come back and beat TK if they fight again.
No way. TK's going to lose the first one, and then they're going to come back and beat Optic in both series in the finals. Sharp with the 1v3 search and destroy clutch. Round 11, final match. It's just going to... And then I will cry tears of joy. Like, you know, when the Red Sox won their World Series after like 50-something years. And there were people in the stands that were just with giant signs that read, "Now I can die happy." That'll be me. I'll be typing in the Skype chat I'm in, "Now I can die happy."
Now, I've been thinking about this question, and I think I found the best way to phrase it. So say in winners bracket, like semis, a team plays Optic and they beat Optic. Then Optic makes a loser run to the finals, and then in the winners bracket finals, the team that beat Optic lost. Okay? Do you think, but they don't get to the finals, all right? Do you think that the second best team is the one that got to the finals or the ones that beat Optic?
The ones that beat Optic. If you can beat Optic, you're undoubtedly the second best in the game. Because honestly, right now, Optic is unstoppable. Like, I'm an Optic fan, but I know one day soon they're going to lose on LAN, and it's going to suck. But whoever beats them is probably going to win the championship. I don't know who that is. I said FaZe Red, but it could be TK. It could be Denial. Denial's out for blood because they've lost 2 straight tournaments because of Optic. So I don't know.
That's a different. What about you, Thomas? What do you think?
Who's going to dethrone Optic?
No, my question before that, it was who's the best team? The one that came in second place, or the ones that beat Optic?
Your question before that was who's can dethrone Optic, and then you posed another question without letting me answer.
All right. Do both.
Walk away. God.
I'm plugging in my charger.
Get out of here. Nobody cares.
Okay, I'm gone. I'm not here anymore.
Well, it's about time. That dude hosts like a monkey. Team to dethrone Optic is going to be Optic themselves. They're going to suffer the same fate as Complexity. They're going to be the best in the game for too long. They're going to stop practicing. Then they're going to lose an event. They're going to say, oh, whatever, it's not a big deal. We just had an off event. Then they're going to lose a second event. And then they're all going to start fighting. Then they're going to win the third event. So they think they're still good and don't have to practice. And then they're going to lose the fourth event. And the whole team will just self-destruct. And Formal will go on a Neslo-esque killing spree.
Which player? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Which player do you think is going to be the one that makes Optic implode?
What player?
Yeah.
It's going to be Scumpy, I think. I think Scumpy is going to be the one that gets really cocky and say, you know, we're the best in the game, period. Like, it's just no arguments. I'm the best player. This is the best team. And then he's not going to grind as hard with the team. He's going to still be, like, grinding out his YouTube videos and streaming and all that. But they're not going to be working, like, specifically on their competitive gaming. Like, they're not going to be practicing as a team as much.
Now, I do agree with you that it can be Scumpy, but I think actually it would be Crim6, honestly, because he's already getting pretty cocky because he's on Optic. Like, in their streams the past 2 days, I've heard Crim say, because we're Optic, at least 4 times. And I'm sitting there like, Crim, yeah, you're an Optic, but it doesn't really matter what team you're on. You're on Complexity. You're on one of the most successful teams ever. Like, it doesn't matter if you're on Optic or not. Don't ever say because we're on Optic. I know half the time he's kidding, but I also know Crim, and I know he's not kidding. But I think that if that were to happen, if they were to start lagging, I think Nadeshot would get him on track. Nadeshot will be like, hey, stop being cocky. Let's start scrimming again. We lost this event. Let's go. But I don't know if that'll happen either, because Formal's not like that at all. Formal is one of the most down-to-earth people in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So I think that Formal and Nadeshot will keep Scump and Crim back and keep them on track. That's why I think they're such a dynamic team, because Nade and Formal are like the we got to keep doing this right. Let's do it right. Let's keep going. And then Scump and Crim are the crazy type. And that's what I think drives them to be the best, because if you got 3 of the best slayers in all of Call of Duty, you want to be the best that you could be. You want to compete with each other and say, hey, I'm going to get more kills than you this game. And then one drops 50, another drops 40, and the other one drops 35, with Nadeshot going like 20 and 30. I mean, I think the reason why Complexity imploded is because Aches. It was all Aches, basically. Like, he just doesn't care. Like, he gets moments where he just doesn't care about anything. Yeah. Like, that's why I think Complexity imploded. And also I think it was because Mr. X didn't really want to, like, be with them anymore, because he was starting to go towards the casting more. So, I mean, it's up to the opinion and debate.
For sure. Yeah, I think any of them could have been to blame for this one. But I think if Optic were to implode, I think all of them would be to blame. I think before that would happen, I think that's when we see a different player join Optic before that championship team finishes. Because I think Hex, Nadeshot, everybody in Optic is smart enough to know when a player is toxic for the team. So I think with that said, if Scumpy was starting to be toxic to the team, but this team was seeing success, and Crim was still killing it on the YouTube side, I think we could see a new player for Scumpy. Or if Nadeshot was a problem and Scumpy said that, I think we could see a new player, a new OBJ Jordan Optic, or maybe a new Slayer. I don't know what the game would be, but whatever. Yeah, go ahead.
Nate Shot's not getting out of Optic until he retires. That's he's not.
Oh no! I'm not. First of all,
I know what you mean, but I'm just saying like he co-owns it, so I don't think him or Hex will let him get out until he wants to retire. And as for Scump,
I think if he leaves, it'll be of his choosing. I think
it will, but I don't know if he will. He's gonna be like he's gonna be like the 45-year-old playing hockey still. Like, yeah, we know you're here. Yeah, you're still pretty good, but dude, retire already. He's gonna be like Pac-Man. He's gonna be like 25 years old, still competing.
Yeah, Crimsix is 24.
Crim's 21.
No.
Yeah.
I actually don't know. I thought there was a player. Really
winner of
old.
this gets $1. It's
I know Crim is only 21. Like, he was joking when he tweeted out he's turning 26. Let's see. I know. Who else was? I think it's Burnsoff. Burnsoff is 24. I think, because he tweeted out the other day that he's the oldest. He's the oldest Call of Duty player, pro Call of Duty player now.
I believe that.
He tweets so much. Like, literally, like 17 times a day.
There's some players that are absolutely insane about that stuff. I don't get it, but if they want to tweet that much and they don't have other things to do, sure.
It's Crim 6 right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's turning 22 on the 29th.
Yeah. Burnsoff is the oldest. He says, when you realize you're the oldest pro in the league since Pac-Man isn't on Rise. So, Burnsoff is the oldest pro. I don't know how old he is, though. I'll check.
GJ.
23. Burns is 23.
Josh gets $1.
Yay. No, but yeah, Burnsoff is the oldest since, like he said, Pac-Man isn't on Rise anymore. But he's still a decent player. I mean, he's better than Censor and Apathy and most people, but I don't see AR winning an event. I think they'll implode way faster.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that they're necessarily like good enough to begin with, honestly.
Well, they beat Denial 3-0. Or no,
True,
yeah,
but
Nagafin, yeah, the Nagafin snipe on fucking JCap. Oh my gosh,
that was dirty, dude.
That was the dirtiest snipe ever. And then Crim, the 3-piece that he got against FaZe Red, got number 1 on the best top 5 plays of the tournament. But I was like, dude, Nagafin's snipe was better than that.
Nagafin's snipe was just like, it was dirty. Like, it wasn't like the nicest snipe ever. Like, I think a lot of us could have done that. But honestly, just like the way he did it. And then like he finished it off. I think that it was just like so out of this world, unbelievable.
Yeah, that's true. And the way that he baited out Clay, that was great.
Nagafin's hell of a player. That TR team is very good.
Yeah,
and I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see some good stuff out of them. Okay, so next topic I wanted to talk about was so Vice. I don't know if you guys saw Kingdom Soldiers video, but Vice
I follow
put it.
Vice outside of Kingdom Soldier, so I don't need his video to let me know when esports news is coming up.
I have no idea who those people are.
Vice is. Wait, I'll be right back. Thomas, take it.
What?
Coming.
You're just leaving us again. Okay. For everybody who doesn't know what Vice is, basically Vice started out as a magazine in the 90s covering news stories and things like that the mainstream media don't cover. Vice now has a very popular YouTube channel that I am personally subscribed to, absolutely love, where they do like miniature documentaries or news series or full-size documentaries. One of the writers for Vice, she recently published an article online basically saying that Call of Duty is the only esport that is saying no girls allowed.
I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't say that either. But basically what the premise of her article is, and I'm paraphrasing, I think I might actually be able to pull the article up. But the basic premise of her article was girls are looked down upon in the Call of Duty community. As you know, automatically they're just e-girls. They don't get respect, and that is the reason why there are no professional female gamers. You know, there's like one or two top level female gamers.
Can I rebuttal that? Like, I'm gonna write her a letter and be like, obviously you've never seen the skill gap.
Yeah, well, she's saying the reason that there is that skill gap is because girls have to put up with so much more crap than guys do to become a professional player. Because even if there's a girl gamer who is just as good as any guy gamer, there's another barrier that they have to overcome because they're girls. Now, in the I'll link it to you in the Skype chat as well. But in the stream chat, I'm actually linking the article.
Okay.
Oh, crap.
Well,
yeah, that is the basis of the argument.
How can I help this out? You guys are a disaster.
You can already go away.
I could not.
Deleted links. Stop it, Moobot. You're being a butthole.
it's not that we're shunning girls. It's that, like, if they don't have the skill gap, then how are they supposed to, like, almost every big team, I don't think FaZe does, but Optic has Midnight, Denial has Berlin, there's Diva Ash, there's all
TK
these
has
different...
a whole royal team.
Yeah, TK has Vindictive, all those, they're professional players for those teams. I mean, they don't go to events.
I mean, TK
they
Royal did a couple times.
Yeah, like, it's not like we shun them. It's more of the fact that it's like, if, in all honesty, I don't think that a girl can be as good as a guy. And that sounds really sexist, but it's true. Like the top tier professional Call of Duty guys against like the best Call of Duty girls, I would have to take the guys, because I mean, like, they've been to events, they know what it feels like. And I mean, when I was at MLG Columbus, the first event, like, I was there with my friend, and he owns Levitate, and they were in open brackets, and they faced a team that had Blonde Venom. Do you know her?
No.
No? Well, she kicked their ass, like, hardcore. Like, she was the best on the team, 100%. Basically won them the game that they won. It was 2-1 for Levitate, but she basically won them the game, and she drops like a 40 bomb, and I'm sitting there like, who is this girl? But then if you would have put her up against like Scump, Slasher, uh, any of the top professional guys, I don't think she would drop 40 because their knowledge is better. Like, they know spawns, they know where you're going to be. Like, they have the COD smarts that most people don't have. And that's why I also think that girls aren't going to be as great. Like, if there's a girl who could, like, crap on Nate Shot, crap on any team, any pro team, like, she's going to be picked up. Like, we're not going to say, oh, you're a girl. No. If she helps your team, you pick her up. Like, that's my personal opinion, though.
Yeah. I got kind of two things to throw back at you. And I think one of them was covered in the article. The other one is, something for me. So the one thing that was covered in the article was the woman who actually wrote it. She made a whole lot of sense when she said this. It was I think point for point what it was is for players to compete at the highest level, or like I'm paraphrasing, but for players to compete at the highest level, they have to commit as much time as the top level competition. And, I'd say 99% of the girls in the Call of Duty scene don't give 12 to 16 hours a day, every single day, playing the game.
Yeah, that's true.
And that alone is the reason why, as far as females go in the COD scene, there's, one really that I know of that, can compete with a lot of the top level talent. My second point is, as much as, girls that play Call of Duty will deal with, like, kind of the BS sexist comments, I would say probably 90% of that stuff, I mean, the really bad stuff, is all going to be in pub play. Which is, if this girl's doing game battles and grinding those out with other people, she's not going to be dealing with that kind of crap that you deal with in pubs. Because in pubs, it's random, 12 to 15-year-olds. They're telling, I go into a pub lobby, and I'm like, oh, kid, you got smacked. And then next time he dies, he's like, oh, whatever, I had sex with your mom. I'm like, that's stuff like that happens to everybody. It's not just girls that are picked on. I mean, yes, when girls are picked on, they're picked on because they're girls. When guys are picked on, they're picked on because they're playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Everybody has to deal with crap in the scene. Everybody. No matter who you are, no matter what you play, you're going to deal with crap in the scene. Girls are going to deal with some of the crap as far as, they're going to receive sexist comments. They're going to, be told horrendous things that are not by any means okay or appropriate. But I've been told that I was going to have my entire family raped and murdered probably more times than I can count while playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It's stuff that gets said, and if you let a 12-year-old on the other end of a microphone dictate how you feel about yourself or what you want to do, well, you're not cut out for, cutthroat competition anyways.
I would agree with that. This is my kind of feeling on this thing. If you're not, are you done?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. So,
well, that I got. No, I'm done.
My thing is if you ask Hex, if you ask Robbie from Denial, if you ask Temper, they don't give a, excuse my language, they don't give a shit what gender you are. You can be a man, you can be a woman, you can be both. They don't care. If you can contribute to the organization and you can help them out, they'll put you on their team. They'll put you as a sniper. They'll put you as anything, But to say that a girl should be that she should be playing competitively with some of these big teams because she is a girl is sexist in its own way. Okay? So if you want to tell me that, okay, girls can definitely hang, well, I'm sure that they can. But at the same time, if you look at okay, Josh. Okay, if you look at TK Royal, who I think is one of the best girls teams we've ever seen, in their prime at least. They couldn't make it far in tournaments. They would
top
win
64.
They'd win one or two matches, and then that would be it.
In open bracket.
Yeah. Another thing, okay? You cannot forget this whenever you're talking about competitive, you're talking about leaving someone out or anything, all right? It takes a tremendous amount of luck to get on the level of anybody that's relevant in this community, okay? So, and we can talk small people. We can talk Hugh, who probably was very, very, very good at Ghost, but he didn't get recognized at all throughout that game, okay? And I didn't see him play. Okay, yeah, Josh? Yeah.
They were actually saying that Hugh was not that good at Ghost.
Yeah, but I'm like, okay. I don't mean Hugh himself, but I mean, like, as an example.
I mean, I know what you mean. I'm just saying, like, Hugh himself, like, he found himself in this Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like, in Ghost. Yeah. I get what you mean, though. My bad. Keep going.
No. But, like, it takes a tremendous amount of luck. It takes a tremendous amount of... Because it's not just about the player. It's about who the player surrounds themselves around. Okay? So if a person doesn't team with somebody because it's a girl, then that's just holding themselves back, all right? So if I'm in a lobby and I'm playing Search and Destroy and I see this girl drops 15 kills and I drop 11 and I'll play with her. I don't care. I don't care. If it's going to get me a higher level, I don't care who I'm playing with, all right? So that's just kind of my thing. I think you can say that about the community doesn't care. I'm sure if you want to talk about some 12-year-olds, it doesn't matter. Okay, they are not. I don't want to say they're not relevant in the community because that's not true. But they make up a large fan base. These small children do. But it doesn't. In the end of the day, they are not who chooses, who gets to play on the best teams. And if you want to make the argument that girls are treated unfairly because they're female, I'm going to say the same thing about any race, any sexuality, anything, because people will make fun of you in any lobby for whatever you are or whatever you do. You know, you can have your mic muted and you can be dropping a 30 bomb. People will be calling you gay. People will be calling you whatever they want to call you.
Hacker.
How did they know?
Hacker.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They will talk trash to you if you are like going 15-15 and you are doing nothing, but because you kill them once, they will talk shit about you. You know, that's
people talk shit to Scump all the time, and he rapes people online.
Yeah.
Now, here's one thing that's been brought up many times, and it was actually just brought up in my workplace today, which is the vernacular. I have to take this tangent real quick. The vernacular of the gaming community. And, you know, for as many points as, you know, journalists want to make about, you know, women taking, you know, a lot of crap and, you know, being called this and that, I do think the one valid point that can be made is that the phrase rape is thrown around so much and so carelessly in the community.
You're right, my bad.
I mean, like, it's just something, because you just threw it out there, didn't think twice about it, but, you know, it's in the vernacular of, you know, Call of Duty culture right now.
I agree with you, and perfect example, Josh, this is who you're on a level with after saying that. You're on the level with Killa. Killa said that during an interview. Granted, we don't have 50,000 people watching us. We have more.
He's hella funny, so I don't care.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't mind being on the level of him. But honestly, like, it is true. Some of the stigma that the community has is justified because of what comes out of our mouth, and we don't think twice about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I personally think that Call of Duty is, like, the worst esport for, like, the popular culture.
For sure.
Like,
because Call of Duty itself is such a controversial game, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, like I understand I can't go unless I'm playing with people like my friends. I can't go more than like 3 games without getting mad. Like, cause I was playing this one game. It was I was just playing team deathmatch just to get warmed up, and it was on Riot. And these kids would literally just sit on the very top level with a Riot shield, and then they would have that kid. So you try and kill him, you couldn't, and then his friend would come up behind you and kill you with a knife. And I got so angry, I pretty much broke my controller. And I really, at that point, I was like, I need to stop playing by myself. Like, I can't do this anymore. This shouldn't make me this mad, but it does. Like, that's the only thing that makes me so angry I can break something is Call of Duty and people on Call of Duty. Like, I don't even wear my headset anymore. Like, I have a headset that I would normally wear. I literally can't. And I mute everybody. It's bad when I can't even socialize on a video game.
For sure. And I think that's one of the things, like League of Legends players, they keep their mouth shut. And all these players do, but, you know, it is what it is. All right. Oh. Next topic, which I think is kind of something that's been talked about a lot, and I kind of have my own stance on it, but I'm curious as to what your guys' opinion is. So, CSGO, the Katowice, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been saying, yeah, they had over 500,000 concurrent viewers at a point during the tournament, which is insane. Yep. And they've experienced rapid growth over the year, 2 years, 6 months, 3 months, you can even say. But Call of Duty has kind of plateaued in a way, you know, like it's gone down, but I think as an esport, it's kind of gone up. And I think that yeah, but I think, like, you know, Black Ops, we were on this kind of growth, and then Ghost, we were like that, and now we're kind of like that. We're making our way up, and we're obviously appealing to more people, but it's just not what we wanted from AW. So, what do you guys think is holding Call of Duty back, and what do you think could be done about it? All right, Josh, you can go first.
You mind if I go first?
I would love for you to go first.
The people who make the game. If they don't support competitive Call of Duty, who will? Literally, the publishers and the programmers from Sledgehammer, like, Call of Duty Championships is the only time that they do anything for competitive Call of Duty. Like, Scump was talking about it in this, or Nate Chat was talking about it in the stream. He was like, if they're gonna, for 3 days out of the year, they're gonna do this. It's great. They give $1 million away. That's fantastic. But that's only 3 days out of 365. Like, you can at least host 2, maybe even 3. Maybe, like, instead of $1 million prize pool, do 2 $500,000 prize pools, something like that. So you can show that they're supporting more. I mean, like, Michael Condrey, I don't know. Condrey. Like, he's decent about it, but there's so much more that he can do. Like, I don't think he goes to events. I don't think he live streams it. I don't think he does anything that can benefit it except for make the game. I mean, obviously, if we didn't have a game, there would be no Call of Duty eSports, but he could at least do something more. And I think it's also the players. Like, if the players were to treat other people better, if they were to be nicer, like, to each other, like, there's been so many times that I've, like, listened on Twitter, or saw on Twitter, listened on a stream about people just, like, ripping into each other. Like, Aches and Crim, they don't like each other now. Nate Shot and Aches, they don't like each other. Parasite and basically everybody he's teamed with. Like I was looking on Twitter and a few nights ago, and he didn't want to end his stream to scrim, so his team got pissed, and then every single person who teamed with him was like, "Yup, I know this. I'm glad we're not teaming anymore." Like, you can't.
Thomas, what the hell is on my screen?
It says nom nom.
But like, what can they need to treat themselves better? Like Nate Chat was talking about, every other major esports, like they have like a criteria of how to act on Twitter and how to act in person. Like CS:GO, they have like the major teams like Team Envious. Like I saw them tweet out a picture of themselves at a booth. They weren't drinking beers. They weren't doing anything like that. They were just having a normal lunch. But like if you go to events, like everybody over 21 who can drink is drinking, like constantly. Like I the first night I was there, Thursday night of the MLG Columbus Open, literally almost every single pro gamer that could drink was drinking. Like Nadechat was drinking, Krim was drinking, Parasite was drinking. No, Parasite's only 20. Parasite was there though. Basically anybody who could drink was. You don't see that from anybody else. Like you don't see that from a CS:GO team or a League of Legends team. They just need to figure out that the way that they convey themselves is how the kids who like them are going to as well. And if the general population doesn't like that, then we're not going to grow. As simple as that.
I would agree with that. My thing, and I think that Thomas, you can go next.
Yeah.
My thing is definitely developer support. And when you were saying Michael Contra needs to do more, I don't know why, but I play NBA 2K15, and I get pretty involved with my team and stuff, and I enjoy it. The developers, they live stream, okay, and they do pack openings, and they do all this stuff. Michael Condrey, if he had a channel on MLG.TV or Twitch or wherever he had his channel, it could even be on the Call of Duty website, I don't care. But if he was streaming, I think we'd all love that. And I think that he would read, and he needs to read chat, he needs to get feedback, because, just responding to tweets from other players isn't enough. You need to listen to tweets from the fans as well. Yeah, Josh, go ahead.
I don't mean to cut you guys off or anything, but that's what I had a thought and I forgot it, but that's what it is the developers don't listen to the professional Call of Duty players. They don't. They added a map from a DLC pack 2 weeks to learn it, and the spawns are so bad that people literally spawn right in front of you, and that off spawn, you move to respawn, you move 2 paces to the left, and you jump up and you see the other person spawn. Like, what is that? Like, and there's an avalanche in there too. That it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna kill somebody, and it's gonna make them so angry. Like,
it's gonna be Ricky that dies from it. By the way, guys.
Probably, I wouldn't doubt it. Like, if that happened, 5-5 last map for $400,000. Whoever's playing, and 2 of the people die, and they lose because of that avalanche, you know how angry those people are gonna be? Like, I can't believe they did that, to be honest. Like, they don't listen to the pro players, and then they do that? Like, what? Why? Like, that's the complete opposite of what they were saying. They were saying take out CTF altogether, get rid of Ascend CTF, get rid of, instead of Biolab. Biolab was okay, but Ascend was horrible. I don't get them. I don't get MLG. I don't get the developers. No, I'm sorry. I'm done.
No, that's fine.
No, it's great. This is a fantastic place to rant.
That's one of the things I love about our show. It's so rantable,
Yeah.
So, and I agree with you on what all the things you were saying. I know why they added Drift and Activision. I understand why they did it. It's fine. But I think they easily could have made the money that they got from the people buying Drift if they had released an Optic Gaming skin or something like that. Okay.
Okay.
I think. Okay, they probably would have made double that, honestly. If they released it for $2 for a gun camo for all your guns, and then $1 for an exosuit, whatever it is, they could have made so much more. Okay? Two, I think that the players need to show more support for what Activision is doing, and they need to stand behind MLG because I agree with everything Nadeshot said, but he's streaming on MLG.TV. He has that partnership with MLG. So as a professional, you need to say, you know what? I'm just going to keep these thoughts to myself. I'm not going to take it all out and put it on Twitter because I love what he said. I agree with everything. I don't think that's the way that it should be done, however. I think he needs to talk about it with Hex. He needs to talk about it with Adam Apicella because he can get done whatever he wants. He is good at what he does, and he can get things done for the community. He moved everybody to MLG.TV, by the way, and I think we've seen what kind of effect he has. So I think when you see him lash out on MLG, you're going to see fans start lashing out at MLG, and MLG doesn't deserve that because they have done a fantastic job at what they've at like hosting these tournaments, expanding the scene as much as possible. So that's kind of my thing. Players need to shape up, So, Thomas, I'm going to give you a chance because we're out of time here. You're going to get as much time as you want to talk, then we're going to outro it, and that's going to be it for the show.
Oh, this is going to be beautiful. I'm going to rant for hours and hours and hours.
Feel free.
Perfect. Right now, what the Call of Duty scene is it is it's basically comparable to like college football. Or college best. What's that face for?
Oh, that's
broccoli.
Yeah, it's him. Keep going. Sorry.
Oh, you're throwing me off now. No more ranting. No, basically what Call of Duty is comparable to is like college sports right now, where the athletes are great at what they do. But they're lorded over by one giant organization that doesn't treat them as well as they probably should be treated, and it's completely unprofessional. What Call of Duty is aspiring to be right now, and what MLG is aspiring to be right now. Are you taking Snapchats on the show?
I am. And that's only because
professionalism at its best.
When the base Snapchats, you got to Snapchat back, son.
I'm surprised the camera was pointed so high then.
Ha ha ha! I get
it. Don't say anything. No, but what MLG is aspiring to be right now is they want to be a huge sporting, entity. They want to be on the same level as the NFL or NBA or NHL, and they're trying to take steps to do that. However, with Call of Duty, with the players acting unprofessionally, with very minimal support from Activision, Infinity Ward, and Sledgehammer. Very minimal support. Treyarch is kind of another thing. Treyarch has been decent the past couple games about trying to implement things, especially in Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2, they swung for the fences right off the bat. Now, obviously, there were a lot of issues with Black Ops 2 right at the beginning.
It wasn't a perfect game. It was far.
By no means was it a perfect game. But they swung for the fences, and, by the end of that game, it was an amazing game. If we had been playing Black Ops 2 from 2 years ago, straight up until now, I think the growth in the scene would have been exponential. It would have been much, much greater than watching Ghosts, which everybody found boring, and now Advanced Warfare, which everybody finds confusing to watch.
Yeah.
Because I swear, still, I'm watching Advanced Warfare, and I don't know what's going on half the time. I don't know how casters keep up with it. I don't know how players keep up with it. It is so hectic, and even at a 4v4, so few players on the map, it's hard to keep track of everything that's going on.
You mind if I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Well, how can they make, like, the whole thing behind it is, how can you make a game that's made for the general population more competitive? Because the percentage of competitive Call of Duty players versus normal Call of Duty players is very minimal. So, like, how can they become better at implementing competitive stuff? I mean, I know they do the leagues,
The playlists and stuff like that.
yeah, like that. But that's very small compared to what they really could do. So, what do you think about that?
Well, what the developers need to do is they need to build from the game from the ground up, thinking competitively. Because look at the huge esports out right now. Look at Dota, look at League of Legends, look at Counter-Strike. They're ready for competitive play straight out of the box. Like, you pick that game up and you can take it to an event and play it competitively. Those games are still extremely fun to play in just like a pub setting, just with your friends when you're, screwing around, talking crap to everybody. Those games are still immensely fun to play and don't cause nearly as much rage as Call of Duty does because they are so much more balanced.
Yeah.
Now, the way that Call of Duty has been built is it has been built to, kind of baby people into the game. They want people that are picking up the controller for the first time to be able to, get as many kills as somebody who's been playing for 3 years.
Yeah.
Which I think that is 110% the issue with Call of Duty right now. It is not being built competitively from the ground up, so it will never be a 100% like truly competitive game, and the general public is not going to care about competitive. Because right now, competitive is just off in the little ranked playlist corner that nobody cares about. If the game was built from the ground up competitively, and say your default playlist instead of, like I think right now, the default one, if you just start Advanced Warfare up and just click A until you're in a match, you're in a mosh pit.
Yeah.
So with like Team Deathmatch, CTF, I think.
I don't think it's Team Death. I think it's all like objective. So I think you'll have hardpoint, domination, capture the flag.
But basically, they're trying to mix it up like that.
Yeah.
If you have as your default, you rush straight into it, your default, have that as competitive play. I think, that's going to introduce a lot more people to a lot more competitive play. They're going to have, they're going to be a lot more open to watching competitive play. If the game itself has some sort of tie-ins with competitive, they have these team skins. They have, on the console itself, like you launch Advanced Warfare, and a menu pops up, hey, there's an event going on this weekend, want to watch it? Have that prompt, and they press A or they press B, and they can start watching the event on Xbox.
Just to interject real quick, sorry, I apologize. But
absolutely.
Going back to MW2, like that little bottom hotbar that they had, if they said COD Champs is going on right now, or MLG Columbus is happening right now, go to MLG.TV/Call of Duty, you'd have another 5,000 viewers, easy.
At least. Like,
it wouldn't make a difference.
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't think people know about competitive Call of Duty. I've played Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 3, so 5 Call of Duties, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops.
4. This is your 4th.
Yeah, so I've been playing for like 4 to 5 years, and I just found out about competitive Call of Duty last year. Like, and I didn't even find out because of anybody. I found out because I literally I got on Twitter and I started learning all these people's names, like, oh, who's Optic Scumpy, who's FaZe Sensor, and then I started watching their streams and I was like, I've never heard of this. Why did I not hear about this? And stuff like that. And I think the average Call of Duty player doesn't know that there's a competitive scene.
I think part of it is also, sorry to interject, is also
that's fine.
If you go on the front page of Twitch and you see Optic Nadeshot has 50,000 viewers, like, oh, who's that? Click. Oh, what's a GB? Oh my god, that's cool. I'm going to do one.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
I mean, I wanted to get to an MLG.TV versus Twitch debate, but we don't have to do that this week. Maybe we can do that another week if you come on again. For sure, we can do that. But yeah, Thomas, you can finish up. Sorry.
Yeah, so basically just the quick recap of everything I said with all the interjections included. If the developers were to build Call of Duty from the ground up with competitive in their mindset, A, it would be a better, more balanced game in pubs. B, the general public would be more exposed to competitive Call of Duty. And C, it would like reinvigorate the Call of Duty series in general for any players. You know, because I rarely play Call of Duty pubs anymore. Like, it just, they don't interest me. No, the only time I do play is when I'm playing ranked with friends.
Yep, exactly.
And that's because the old team deathmatch domination is just boring and tired to me now.
And it's just campers.
Yeah, for sure. It's a problem.
Yeah,
it's definitely a problem.
Yeah, go ahead, Thomas.
So, yeah, if the game's built with competitive in mind from the beginning, it's going to be a better game. And, you know, it's going to dig Call of Duty out of the rut that it's in right now. Because Call of Duty's in a rut. It's been in a rut since probably Black Ops 2, really. As far as, you know, kind of the general public goes, it's been in a rut since Black Ops 2. Maybe earlier. But, you know, it needs change. The exosuits, they were a nice idea. They haven't worked out as well as, you know, everybody thought it would. Competitive can absolutely be the change that Call of Duty needs to, you know, reinvigorate the series.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe it's also partially because of the whole console thing, and I think in that regard it might also just have us a step back the whole time. But I don't know. I think there's a lot of sports that cost a lot of money to get into, but you know,
hockey.
Yeah, hockey.
Oh God,
hockey's very expensive. I remember my brother used to play, not totally cheap.
Yeah.
But then there are sports like golf where you just need like 5 clubs, but that's still not as popular as hockey or basketball or something. You know.
Exactly.
So I think that's also another way to look at it. But let's outro this. I'm gonna let Josh say whatever he wants, Thomas, and then I'll kind of close out the show. So
anything.
Sure.
No, I'm just. I would really like to see Call of Duty grow. I think there's potential, but without making that potential into real stuff, it's just potential, like just sitting there, like nothing happens. I really want to see it grow because I love Call of Duty. I love the competitive aspect of it. I love everything to do with it. But honestly, I can't see it growing until the developers and the programmers and everybody start making it more competitive. But that's just me. I mean, other people may think it's already competitive, but I think it could be like CSGO big, like 1 million viewers for the finals big. Like, I want to see that happen because that is like the coolest thing. Like, you and 999,999 people are watching one match, 4, 5, 6 people on a team, and you're supporting them. Like, I want that to happen. I want Call of Duty to be that million people.
all right,
Yeah.
awesome. All right, Thomas.
I just have one more quick comment about because you actually brought up the console thing. I'll weave this into my outro. But if you really think about it, the Western world doesn't have an esport really. I mean, yeah, there's people that watch League of Legends, there's people that watch Dota, people that watch Counter-Strike. It's even people that watch Halo. But, you know, if like Central Asia, They play League of Legends, Dota, StarCraft religiously. There are, PC gaming cafes on the corner of every street in countries like South Korea. In Europe, Counter-Strike is huge. Like, every kid that has a computer in Europe is playing Counter-Strike. The Western world, North America, South America, really doesn't have its own esport. And Call of Duty, 110% could step into the mold and be that esport for the Western world. We don't even need, we don't need Europe. We don't need Asia. We don't need, India or Africa in order to be a hugely successful esport. I mean, just look at American football. Look at the Super Bowl and the kind of, viewership that gets. Look at March Madness right now that's going on. March Madness, NCAA basketball. That is going to make $1 billion this year.
Yep.
$1 billion with a B. Watching college players play basketball. American. It's American. It's going to be watched in the US, Canada, and a small amount outside. But there's a huge market for esports in North America to grow. Somebody just really has to step up and take it. So,
Exactly.
yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Right, I got a long outro here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my microphone. Recently, yesterday, I played my first ever 8s on Advanced Warfare. After my retirement from competitive playing, I got back into it. And Call of Duty Ghosts, I was not the best at respawn. In fact, I would often go triple negative. However, yesterday, I can successfully say I got 20 kills and went positive.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. I am still an S&D god. Very much. And then today, I had one of my former 8th pals say if I could win a game of singles, my first try, I would get $8 donation. And I'm happy to say I lost.
Nah.
But I did learn one thing that I probably should have put together much earlier in this game. Elite weapons are not allowed in competitive play. So when I pulled out that Obsidian Steed, the guy ended the game and he got very angry.
Oh, God.
Okay. Next thing.
I just want to toss in there, during that whole monologue you had there, I was playing the Jeopardy theme music. Yes.
Okay.
You really pulled out an Obsidian Steed?
I did. Got angry. Next thing.
Well, I would be too. I'd be like, why the fuck you gonna use that thing, man?
Next thing. College basketball players. Become more consistent. My bracket is so messed up. And my bracket, my logo bracket, because I did a bracket based on my favorite logos, too, is doing better than my actual one. Okay? And I have Coastal Carolina winning the whole thing. So, for my logo bracket. Okay? They have a really cool logo. Next. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you to Josh for coming onto the show. Thank you to Thomas for being an amazing producer, amazing co-host with me. As always, guys, I'd like to thank you for watching. Have a good night. Sleep tight. Have a good weekend. Have a good week. I don't know. What else is there to have good? I don't know.
That's good.
Have a good chance. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Oh, you don't have nothing to add?
I mean, I was going to say, Optic Gaming's at the top of the leaderboard for the league. Envy's at the bottom. That's it.
There you go. Look at that.
Just
Look at that real
throw
quick.
that in there.
Look at that real quick.
Because we had planned on making this, like, making a topic about that and, like, talking about the league a little bit, but we didn't have time, which is awesome, honestly. I'm so happy because it means that we've had a good discussion today, and that's what I want from the show. I want it to be discussion-based, not necessarily topic-based.
I just want to say that TCM is in front of Envy.
Yeah, I know.
And they played less games. They played less games. They almost have a better map count, too. Oh, that's great.
All right. We'll see you later, everybody. Thanks for watching.